This meeting is being recorded. This meeting is being recorded.
Hello, Facebook Live, Ice Cream Sundays. Ooh, I think it's going to be a little bright on my corner. We were on a phone call the other day with our friend Jennifer, and we were just singing random songs. And she's like, I love that you guys are just randomly bursting out into song. We do that. One of the secrets of our relationship. So, welcome.
Welcome to Ice Cream Sundays. This is Marita Steva. I am with the Path of Ish. I am one who catches lightning.
My name is Rose. I'm with Love by Design, and we have a little bit of a special episode for you
Yes,
today.
we do. We have a few things we want to talk about. Of course, we are always going to do the free chakra clearings and readings for people. And make Rosie pops. We also always have relationship advice with Miss Relationship Advice Maestra here. And then the other thing that we're talking about, and it's already I think posted, is I'm doing an online summit. It's a 10-day summit. We're 3 days into it. It's free if you sign up, but there's also an upgrade. It's worth over $3,000 worth of interviews and materials and bonuses. Only for $65, but if you listen closely today, I'm going to share with you a way that you can get the upgrade for free. Yes. Everyone likes free things.
Yes.
Especially on a Sunday. It's like a cherry on top of the Sunday.
It's like the second cherry on
the
top
second
of the
cherry
Sunday.
On top of the
Because you're
Sunday.
like, one maraschino cherry is not enough for me.
Exactly.
I need more of that weird fake red goodness in my mouth.
Exactly. Angela, thank you for joining us. Who else is here?
So here's the thing about the summit. First of all, it's amazing because I've been watching all the videos with this one right here. And I have also seen the upgrades, and they're awesome. They're amazing. There's a huge variety. So there's like mantra, and there's these amazing guided meditations where I saw it on the screen. I was like, what is that? I want to do that. It just transported me. Mine has some pretty fun, actually easy relationship tips having to do with your relationship with yourself, your relationship with your intimate partners or your close loved ones, and then also in general your relationship about the world, the greater community, how you perceive things, how to shift your perspective. So highly recommend it. $65 for literally hours and hours of amazing things to download at your fingertips, interviews with all of these badass women who are experts, who have traveled the world and spent their entire life gaining the expertise that we're sharing with you. So highly recommend it. I'm going to be tomorrow. So if you sign up today for the free one, you can get me at 7 a.m. in the morning. I'm doing an interview. The summit is free from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. every day until the end of it. But if you want to watch it at any time and get access to the bonuses, that's a $65 upgrade. So again, totally worth it. Literally thousands of dollars worth of time and material and like value in it.
I worked really hard on it.
She worked really hard on it. And
till even today, I keep upgrading things and making it all better. And
she has very high standards.
And I know. And I'm just thankful. One of the things I have been doing is my gratitude things, because I've been working so hard on this. But I'm thankful that I have good support and talent. You know, I come from the world of film, thank God, and come from graphic design. So I can do a lot of things on my own with direction. Yeah.
She knows a lot of really talented, amazing people. The people that we are in community with who are a part of this summit, which is called the Green All Over Summit. It is we know some amazing ladies.
It's so powerful that I sometimes just watch the interviews. I'm like, I just need to watch that again. That was so good. So good. I mean, we're talking, you know, that we kicked off the summit with Marita. I don't know if she's going to join us today. Marita, a powerful healer up in Mount Shasta. She's been staying at her parents' house because she just was able to finally go back because of the fires. Comes from a shamanic tradition of the Quero Indians, and also does healing in, what is it called? Second Life? Online in a virtual world. So it's really kind of fascinating to have conversations with people who are out there sharing their medicine, sharing their knowledge in not just the virtual world, in the real world, outside. She visits sacred sites and does despachos and ceremony and drumming, and then she goes on to the Second Life online and hosts fairy schools and other things like that.
So we don't want to give it all away, but needless to say, you should sign up because it's awesome.
Yeah.
And so what we're going to do today, if you comment #greenroad below, we will send you a private message and you can upgrade for free to have access to that content at any time if you sign up for an info call with us and one of our partners for this new amazing 6-month intensive that we're creating called the Green Road. We'll talk a little bit more about what that is, but just #greenroad and we will private message you and sign you up for a call, and then you get the upgrade totally free.
Yeah. I mean, I know you guys miss us during the week because you only get an hour of us every week. So imagine 6 months of this. Well, it wouldn't be exactly this, but something. But anyways, I know, Angela, you're on. Nina, you're on. Mary, how are you? Mary was my high school teacher. How are you, Mary? I hope you're doing well.
She turned out great.
English and publication.
I was actually just looking at a bunch of her report cards and like childhood homework the other day. She got a bunch of it. And this girl was an overachiever even back then. She was amazing. All the teachers were like, oh, Marita, she like really contributes to the class. Like, oh, I kept a few of them without her permission.
Oh no. Hi, Erica. How are you? Just so you know, we were talking about the online summit. There's a chance here today to upgrade for free. We are also going to be doing oracle card readings and free chakra clearings.
Ice cream chakra clearings.
Awesome.
So
let's do it. We got our first #Green Road. Angela, I will private message you. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, we actually were spending hours on the phone yesterday with the other participant, Jennifer, and we were like just hashing out like what is the amazing underpinning and intention of the Green Road. And I'm super excited because the stuff that we were talking about is like juicy, powerful, self-love, change the world kind of stuff. Yeah. So before we get too far in, Rosie Pop's popsicle of the day. We're trying something a little bit different today. This one is actually cucumber rose.
Cucumber rose.
The color is amazing. Let me show you.
This is our solstice cucumber rose popsicle.
Boom. Look at how green that is.
It is. Green all over, green road. Everything's green today.
We
didn't even plan this.
So we have a little farm stand right like down the road from our house. And it's out here, maybe because it's a little bit cooler because we're at the coast. This time of year is like the summer bounty. There's like melons and cucumbers and basil and tomatoes, and it's incredible. So I'm excited to be doing this summer cucumber rose popsicle for today. They're already in. They've started freezing. So you guys are going to have to watch our faces when we taste them at the end and let us know if you would try one. So do we have somebody that wants a clearing?
I just posted. Does anyone want a clearing, reading, anything like that? Relationship advice? I hope everyone's doing well. It was I'm losing my mind today.
Equinox.
Equinox.
Yes.
No, for some reason I want to call it something else. Why do I want to call it something else?
Actually, in the summit, a lot of what the people talk about, the interviewee, the presenters, what they talk about is advice about, how to prepare yourself going into fall, how to prepare for the winter. It's advice in terms of taking care of your body, in terms of taking care of your relationships, taking care of your spirit, taking care of your energy and your well-being. So it's perfect timing. I know you planned that out on purpose. Wasn't by accident, people.
I know.
The other thing that it was arranged in terms of timing is the fact that there's like this global climate.
There was a global climate march. There was a global climate summit in San Francisco. Like
meeting.
September has been. Oh, Angela says she wants another clearing. She said she felt so much better last Sunday.
Yay, that's wonderful.
Well, it's coming right up for you, Angela. So let's ring the little tiniest little.
The tiniest Tibetan bowl. Yeah, it's so cute.
Bowl.
It's so cute.
Very singy today.
Boop, boop.
Okay, she says clearing or reading, anything you want. Neat. Wow. Can you hit that again? Our cats are with us today, so they might join.
Oh, that's a little bit lighter.
Hi, Krishna. How are you? Okay, let's just, of course, with Angela's permission, connect. See what you need. Do a little clearing, a little fall clearing.
I'm going to work on the cards. You go ahead and... I don't know if you're going to like this, but I'm getting pumpkin already. Not pumpkin spice latte, but you know what I mean.
Yes, it's still not that time.
There's still...
for
it's
what chakra?
Well beyond that time.
For what chakra is the pumpkin?
2.
I'm getting a lot of base chakras here. I got your first chakra, mint. And not, I know we've used mint chocolate chip, but just really pure mint, almost like a mint gelato. So really, really refreshing. Your root chakra, that place of how you ground into Mother Earth. I really feel that right now, Mother Earth wants to kind of brighten it up. Like, I know we're going into, letting go of the bounty, and we're harvesting, but there's this cooling, maybe that's the crisping of, the fall that she wants to bring in to kind of, to ground you in a new way. Because there seems and feels that there's a lot of heat around your first chakra, right? Your first chakra is really red and like blazing with fire. So she wants to cool it down and calm you down. And what's coming through is, you do not have to be the fire for everyone. The hearth, right? When we have fire and everyone there's a hearth. Hearth. English is my second language. The hearth. You don't have to be that hearth where everyone comes to get their energy, comes to get their fire. So what she's giving you today, Mother Earth, Gaia, Mama Pacha, Mijita Linda, whatever you want to call her, she is going to...
Mi vieja!
No, that's what you call me. Oh. She wants to calm that in and refresh that. Give you kind of like a quick clearing before we go into this fall. And one of the things that's really coming up actually is gratitude. Mother Earth is so grateful for you. She is so happy with who you are and what your vibration is. And you're almost like you have this desire to exist in this world with love, just pure love. And sometimes that's been taken advantage of. And she is just saying right now, thank you for that. Thank you for always, I'm getting goosebumps right now, staying true to that. Thank you for always giving that love out. And she's going to teach you new boundaries in the fall. She's going to re-strengthen you. That second chakra. Hey, Catherine, how are you? Second chakra that's coming through, pumpkin. So you kind of got that. You want to talk about that? I'll open this up and you.
Okay, I'm not sure if this one is supposed to be this way or this way. I'm still feeling it out. I'm gonna go like that.
Oh, I like it.
So, pumpkin, second chakra. What is that about? I think that one is. It's connected to the idea of gratitude. It's connected to, I think, what fall is about. It has become about many different things. If you live in this world, if you live, depending on where you live, depending on what your job is, you maybe have kids that are going back to school. You may have gone on vacation over the summer. But fall is really like this period of transition between bounty and harvest and abundance, and then like going into the winter where, you know, there's this sort of like going within where you start to grow the seeds from this like dark place inside, where all the energy kind of comes gathered back up together and gets ready to start pushing itself back out again in a new way in spring. So what I'm getting from the second chakra in terms of pumpkin is really connecting to the energy of fall in terms of harvest, in terms of abundance, in terms of really, really remembering like this is the time when people would celebrate. Oh my God, we had an amazing summer harvest. We are going to survive the winter. We are going to have more than enough food for ourselves. We're going to have enough to sow seeds in the next spring. We're going to be able to, our storerooms are going to be full. And it's a time when people would really stop and appreciate, oh my God, look at what the freaking earth gave to us.
Yeah, and that second chakra is orange. So.
And it's about nourishment, you know, so really connecting to the nourishment of that the earth has created in this time of harvest. That is what I'm feeling your second chakra needs. Pumpkins are amazing. Ooh, I love pumpkins. She saw me go into a pumpkin patch for the first time last year.
I didn't think she was going to come out.
Oh my God. I don't know. It just makes me so happy. You know, most of the time we buy pumpkins, we buy them in the store now. We don't like go out and walk into the pumpkin patch, but there's a pumpkin patch like right down the road from us, and they're starting to pick all the pumpkins. And there's a part of me that doesn't want to like go pick it out from where they picked it. I want to go like pick it from the vine, you know, go be in the earth, like the place where the pumpkin grew, and you can see like the green spot where like never was sitting on that spot and it never got ripe. So whatever that means for you, whether it's going to the farmer's market, whether it's going to a pumpkin patch, whether it's just spending time in a place where going to do apple harvest, you know,
I like picking apples.
Going somewhere where you can really connect to, holy hell, look at what the earth creates for us, and not taking that for granted, because there are so many places in this world and people in this world who are not able to access that abundance right now, no matter how much abundance we have on this planet, because of, you know, drought and all these other things. So that is my message to you. That is what I'm getting.
And I want to say one more thing about that, because what really hit home for me when she was talking about this, and we'll get into your cards. We got 3 cards for you, Angela, is the seeds, the pumpkin seeds, right? To make sure to harvest them, because they're your dreams for the future. Yeah. And so one of the things that I really felt my heart almost leap out when she said seeds. I'm like, oh my God, you know, this fall, this harvest, not only is it going to be abundant with the life that you've led and kind of the cooling down and restructuring of your DNA and emotions and things like that, but there is new life coming to you. And then these are the new seeds that are going to be planted. And that's really exciting, especially because, you know, you're going to talk to us about the Green Road Academy and how to really know how to plant those seeds with intentionality, with good boundaries, and for everyone. So thanks, Trisha, for joining us. Right now we're doing Angela's cards. We just did a quick chakra clearing for her, first and second chakras. We have 3 cards, and then if you're interested in a clearing or reading, you can just message in the comments. We will get to you. We're also, if you're interested in joining our the online summit that I'm doing, it's a 10 days. We're 3 days into it, and you get a free upgrade. You just have to hashtag green. What did we say? Green Road in the comments below, and then what we'll do is we'll private message you to sign you up for a call about the Green Road Academy, which is a 6-month intensive we have coming up. Yeah, starting at the end of October. So yeah, if you sign up for one of those calls, we're going to give you a free upgrade for the Green All Over Summit with a bonus. Right now. It's worth over $3,000. There you go. It's amazing. It's amazing. Anyways, let's do these cards for Angela. You want to start with this one? Yeah. The first one that you got, we're using today, one of my favorite card decks. We have many Oracle card decks. Mystical Shaman. And the one that you got is Council. Woo, we're bright. Here, there we go. There you go. Council. And what's really jumping out to me is listen to your inner senses. be able to look around you and discern what the meaning, really, this is the time, you know, I need this too, just to slow down, to be able to quiet down, to really listen to yourself. What is it that you need in your moments, in your time, in your space, for your body, for your spirit? You know, are you at that point where you can be still enough to not just listen to yourself, but then also listen to the counsel, the guides that are coming in, whether they're in, you know, human form, you know, or whether they're also spirit guides.
So another piece of this that I really appreciated, the counsel card, it's the counsel, they hold all of the wisdom of humanity, right? And the point of the counsel is that they are there for us, and that there's a space for each of us at that table. Mm-hmm. You know, we have a connection to the wisdom of humanity. We just have to claim it. And mm-hmm. the other piece about them, you know, it's really just reminding you have a place at that sacred circle, at that sacred fire. There is a place. You just have to claim it. You have to own it. You have to be ready within yourself to just step up and know that there is that space for you, you know, to connect to that wisdom. Another thing I love about this is it talks about how the council are the people who, well, the spirits, the energies who you go before when you die, that review your life. They, you know, you weigh the good and bad on a scale, you know, and it reminds me of, God, who was it? Was it Set? One of the Egyptian gods. Maybe, I don't know if it was Anubis, but it had to do with passing into the underworld, you know, and you would weigh your heart against a feather, right? And if your heart is heavier than the feather, you would have to come back.
Yikes.
You'd have to,
I gotta lighten up my heart.
Continue coming back to learn the lessons that you had to learn, you know. And I love that story. I always try to remember that story when I get too like intense or like, oh, drama, serious angst, you know. It's like, you know, finding your way through this life by choosing love and choosing lightness and choosing play and choosing things that keep your heart light. Even though there is all this suffering in the world, it helps me refocus when I'm in the moment and I just get sucked. I get tunnel vision, right?
Yeah. That
is also what the council is reminding you of. Remember, you can connect to that wisdom of lightness in your day to day. Okay.
Yeah. And again, it's allowing help to come. You know, you don't have to be the one carrying the world on your shoulders. The wisdom of the world is here to help you, and they can help you hopefully lift up that heart so that it weighs like a feather. That's what I'm going to have to hope for.
We do a little bit of work on that. Everybody, you know, everybody's doing the best they can.
I know.
And that's why we're here for each other in this world. You know, we lift each other up. We have that opportunity to do that. The next card you got was the Sweat Lodge, but it was in reverse. So what that means is here it's talking about the medicine of that having to do with life giving you another chance. And that to take that chance, you really need to return to the darkness. You know, you need to go, which is perfect because we're heading into this darkest time of the year, right? Yeah. Depending on where you live on the planet. Here in the Northern Hemisphere, we're going into the darker time of the year. And it is right now in fall is the time, it's this opportunity to plant those seeds and then to go within. And to start building,
germinate, right?
Well, I don't know. Are we quite spring? I always think of germinating with spring because that's
if
like
you're but the loofah like germinate. It takes like 100.
Oh my God, that's amazing! Zero Waste Chica. Do you want to tell the story?
Yeah, Zero Waste Chica. She's on my summit. Amazing. She was talking about the loofah. It takes over 150 days for a loofah to germinate the seed.
It takes like 6 months.
Yeah, 6 months.
You know, loofahs, like those scrubby things, they come from inside of a squash, basically. Yeah. It takes 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It takes 6 months for a loofah to germinate. That's not to grow into a plant. That's just for that little seed to make a little sprout and be like, boop. That's amazing.
So it's time to plant your loofah.
Time to plant your loofah
exactly.
seed, because then by the time next summer comes, it'll be ready to go. So it's go within, go into the dark, go like turn inside and use the energy of the darkness and Mother Earth to get you ready to be like this next spring. Woo! Woo! Okay.
And if you've never been in a sweat lodge, not only are they, I love sweat lodge.
Oh my God,
but people fear the heat. What they don't realize how dark it is in there.
Oh, I love it. God.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. It also, calms down the nervous system. So we got one more card for you, Angela.
As long as you can manage your anxiety. If you get anxiety in small spaces, some people have a very hard time sitting with that in there because it's very close. It's very
Angela said she's going to plant her loofah.
Yeah, plant your loofah. Okay. This is the last card you got, the serpent. The essence of the serpent is the life force of Mother Earth. It's the Kundalini energy. It's that energy that goes up and down your spine.
Yeah, it starts at your base. No wonder Mother Earth wanted to mint it out.
And it's about shedding your old skin. It's about letting go of the past in that transformative, transmutative way that snakes can. They don't have a choice. They shed every year, and humans actually, we do that too. It's not as dramatic, but what is it? Every 7 years, all the cells in our bodies are replaced.
Hallelujah.
That's something that I heard once. So if you think about that, right now we're in fall. All the leaves are falling off of things. Everything is slowly dying back a little bit, and kind of going within. You have the opportunity too right now to take the time to slowly shed what you want to let go of over this winter. Slowly shed, build up your energy over the winter, and then be ready in spring for something fresh and new and exciting. So that is what the final card is telling you. I hope that this was helpful for you today and that it spoke to you. Thank you for joining us, and we will be in touch about the Green Road Academy, which
I'm really excited, Angela, because you're super cool. I'm just saying that because
she doesn't say that about everybody.
I don't really think a lot of people are cool, but you seem really cool. We've met on this, and I just, minty fresh first chakra. I think you're cool.
Minty fresh first chakra.
Awesome. Sold. Awesome. So we're going to do a reading now. Trisha, this is your first time on.
Welcome,
Trisha.
Welcome to our home on a Sunday. I have a cat right behind me.
Yes.
She's adorable.
We're also making Rosie Pops, which is what we do as part of our shtick.
Yep. I'm Rose from Love by Design.
Marita.
The Path of Ish. Spelled I-X, so you don't get confused. It's not the Path of 9, it's the Path of Ish.
Yes, to let your jaguar down is now what to let your jaguar down. That is,
these are getting done
parts
fast.
Of yourself that you have left up in a tree, scared during lifetimes, and that's dealing with your shadow self.
So,
shadow puppet.
Okay, you are singing today. I like it.
I know.
The popsicles that we have today are cucumber rose. We're experimenting with a lot of flavors because we're going to do this for a long time. So we got to, not just like come back around to the same one over and over. Cucumber rose. It's like a day spa in your mouth. That's what's going to happen later. So, all right. Ooh. So was there any particular question or intention you had for this reading?
Trisha?
Trish or Trisha?
Trisha Donaldson. Yeah.
Cool. Welcome. I have a friend named Tisha Donnelly. So I was like, Trisha Donaldson? That can't be a coincidence. I'm just saying. She pulled some cards for you.
I did. I pulled some cards.
I like those ones.
Woo! Again, we're using the Mystical Shaman Oracle cards.
Not affiliated.
And these are still kind of new cards for us. There's some cards that we know a lot more. So, it takes us kind of a minute. So thank you for your patience.
We've been doing some good work with these cards, though. And, something just for those of you who may be beginners to using cards, the key to working with cards is to practice and work with them over and over. You get to know the deck. The deck, you learn how to interpret things. It becomes imbued with a lot of energy.
Mm-hmm.
It's crystals, cards, things that you use for your practice. The more you work with them, the more you build that relationship, and that you understand that energy. The energy builds. Sometimes you need to clean them. We frequently do clean them. It sort of depends on what you use them for. We don't put our decks into the hands of a lot of random people. So we clean them for just the sake of sort of clearing the energy of the person that we were working with, you know, but people who work with the public, for instance, if you do readings, I know people usually clean their cards a lot more thoroughly. So just a little primer for those of you new to working with cards.
So Trisha wants to know about her relationship. And the first one, this is really interesting, is the hunter. It has a cool bear over there too. But the hunter, one of the things that I love about the hunter is the ability to know how to track through terrain. And what the hunter is also telling you is to not, and this is what really kind of jumped out, to not settle for roadkill. Do not settle for sloppy seconds. Do not.
I'm pretty sure it says sloppy seconds in here.
No, it doesn't. But be careful that you don't also give prey to your desires and fantasies. But for me, what a lot of is also coming with this hunters is like really being in tune with yourself, being really in tune with nature, knowing the balance. You know, if you're hunting, if you're someone who hunts for, you know, for your food, you're taking a life, you're taking that spirit, right? And being able to bring it in. But this, what's really coming out is make sure that you're in tune with yourself. Make sure that you're not hunting something that's going to poison you, something that you don't really need. You know, hunters aren't going to go, you know, it's not like modern industrialized production of food that we have where we have tons of food, so much that we waste half of it. I think Americans waste over 70% of their food. This is about being precise. This isn't about like, I'm going to fill my shopping cart up with things that I don't need because I need to fill a void. And maybe it's there because maybe when I get the munchies at, you know, 12 midnight or something after I've been watching some telenovelas, that would be me.
You are never awake until midnight.
No, that's not. I'm in bed and asleep by 8. But you know, then I'll have that sweet or that salty thing. What this is saying is no. This is not a time for that. This is not a time. This is a hunter. They're not telling you to gather and store multiple things. It's going out after that intention, that desire, and that desire, really who you're hunting is yourself.
Whoa, did not see that coming. Here's what I love that it says here. Do not follow the maps drawn by others. You need to follow your own internal compass. So when it comes to relationships, it's so easy to, you know, become, first of all, for me, I can say it has been a journey to even understand how to like listen. Where is that little inner voice? What do I even want? How do I know? Is this something I really want? Or is this something that I decided I wanted because somebody else, you know, and I just took on sort of their desires, or, you know what I mean? So,
or roles, relationship roles.
This is
so
like
easy to get into that.
And for me, this card is really telling you, hone in on your own internal compass. You really need to connect to your own true north. This is
hone in on your home.
On your home.
On your home.
On your home.
On your home. Like she's her home. Hone in on your home.
Yes. Creating that, like having a home within yourself, that has been a huge part of my journey too, I gotta say. And I don't know why that was confusing for me when she just said it, but I've definitely done a lot of work on that myself. And you have to take time to be with yourself in order to do that, first of all. So if you have time to like be alone sometimes, go on a hike by yourself, as long as it's safe, you know, highly recommend, if you're trying to make decisions in relationships, you need to find those spaces of peace and connection with yourself and with nature, because nature will also help be a good guide and will help you find that home within yourself and that silence and that ability to be that hunter, to know, to have that expertise, that precision, that to be so tuned in. I like that one too. Anyway.
The next one, this card is like literally singing to me. I can feel them coming in. It's the Ancient Ones.
Oh, it's upside down, huh? So this is the card, the Ancient Ones. It was reversed like this. So the medicine is slightly different when it's reversed, just so that people know a card being reversed is not good or bad. It just means something slightly different. The message is slightly different. I think people think of it as like being negative, but, and I know I'm guilty of that sometimes.
Energy is energy.
So I'm just inviting you to consider that.
Dig in. What I really immediately, like I when I saw that card, I literally just started hearing ancient voices singing. And what's coming a lot through here is like, they're literally just kind of surrounding you and holding space for you. To make sure that you are in your highest vibration, in your highest integrity. Again, that idea of the hunter, are you home with your home? And to be able to, right now through vibration, I really feel, I don't know if you like to listen to a lot of music, Trisha, but something that I think would be good for you is to dance after this, or now, whatever I dance or sing, but even, or like hum. I hum a lot, and that vibration gets
and
in
I like
me.
listening to her sound, the sound through her back.
You know, so that what's
amazing.
coming is there's this new vibration coming in to undo the shackles of your karmic patterns. Again, today I can't talk. Awesome, Caroline. Don't worry, you're not late. We still got some time to go. So to break that bondage, break that pattern, break that I need someone else, I'm not enough, I will never be enough, I'm never right, to break all those patterns, you know, to be able to get that ancient wisdom that you've lived with for a very long time. You old girl, like, I'm not saying like you're old, like age-wise, like you have ancient wisdom. You have that. I can feel that.
She says she loves to dance.
Oh, awesome. So something to help with this vibration, to kind of move, you know, energy through your chakras, is to dance it out. Oh, you know, really get down with your bad self. And, you know, I don't know if you listen to World Beats. I'm doing this Summit Green All Over, and I interviewed a DJ, and if you get the upgrade, she does a 1 hour somatic journey, which will change your life. I mean, if you just buy it just for that, it's just worth it. But it's worth a lot more. But also, Trisha, there is an opportunity for you to get that upgrade for free if you do #Green Road, and then we'll talk to you about the Green Road Academy that we're doing. But that's kind of what I'm feeling. Anything else you're feeling?
Something that I like about this, the messaging of the card in reverse, is really about being in integrity with your words and your actions, in terms of not just, you know, generally being in integrity, which is important, but I think being in integrity to the goal of letting go of your past, letting go of your family drama, letting go of whatever history is holding you back. Be integrity with that goal, with your words and your actions. You know, that is not easy, right? Because it's very easy to, you know, be connected to that drama, and sort of the way that we talk about ourselves, the way that we talk about others, you know, the way that we tell stories, you know, just the way that we act. Be integrity with your goals, with your forward-looking goals of healing and disconnecting from that, because at a certain point we are making our lives ourselves, and we have to take ownership over that. And the opportunity to do that is right now. If that's, you know, if that's, you've been waiting for something, this is the moment. This is the moment to be very conscientious about how you are reconnecting yourself to your family karma through your words and your actions. And it's okay to let go. That actually, that transformation, it might be something that you feel for a long time in your life, but the change happens in a second. Happens in the second that you choose something different. And every second that you choose, you are making change. So that's an amazing card. That hits home for me too in a big way. It's something I've had to examine a lot, and I continue to in my own life, to be committed to those changes in my actions and my stories.
And Trisha, as this is happening, I also feel like this ancient wisdom, the ancient ones, these spirits are just going through and like just clearing your chakras. They're clearing your 7th, your 8th, your 9th.
Yes, girl.
They're clearing your 3rd. They're actually like just doing a reboot. They're going to reboot your system. So before you go dancing, you might want to stand still, which is the last.
Oh!
Bam.
Drop the mic.
Yeah. So before we dance, and as they're clearing this, because I think a lot of this is, you know, that standstill. For what I love about standstill is we always talk about breath, right? And how breath is life and calms us and things like that. But before there was breath, before there was the word that created everything, you know, before there was that, the ancient ones created things with their breath, there was silence. There was no breath. There was the lack of breath. And in that silence is so powerful, right? I'm like shaking because I can feel it. It's so powerful. It's because right before you breathe and things are created, it's this idea of everything germinating again, right? Like germinating, you know, how it's in that darkness being created, how all those forces are gathering together in that standstill. People think standstill is like lack of motion.
It's like stuckness.
And stuckness. No, standstill is allowing all of that energy that has been all over the place, that you've been putting out, other people have been up. Just take that moment to fine tune it like a tuning fork, you know, so that you can be really focused, and so that energy can be aligned to source and to earth and to yourself, and just really fine tune it. So I like standstill. I like the card. Do I do standstill well? Not that well, but I'm still learning, but that's
probably
okay.
why she likes the card so much. I think, you know, there's a couple things that came to me. First of all, while you were just talking, it was this image of how when we stop and we're quiet and we have that moment of silence and that moment of stillness, it's like it allows all the Tetris puzzle pieces to be sliding into place, and all of the changes that have been like working to all sort of like click together and fit together into place for you to have that big change happen, or that next action. And the other thing, when you were talking about breath, and this is just a tip, something that's really simple for people to do. You know, when we were talking with one of our colleagues who's going to be working on the Green Road Academy with us, she was talking about how many people's nervous systems are overburdened, are just exhausted. You know,
I need some magnesium myself.
One of the very powerful things that is, you can use many little tips and tricks with this particular part of your body. The vagus nerve, it's this nerve that runs like all the way through your body. It's called the wandering nerve. And it is incredibly powerful in regulating your body and your well-being, your mind. It calms you down. And one of the ways that it calms you down is if you take deep breaths in and out through your nose slowly. That will signals through your gut, through the vagus nerve, through your body. That goes into that nerve, and that goes up to your brain, and it calms down your entire nervous system. So like, you know, the practice of taking deep breaths through your nose, in and out through your nose, is an amazing, simple way to calm down your nervous system. Another one that I happen to like is that if you splash cold water on your face, that also is the simple way to actually improve the wellness of your vagus nerve, and basically the ability to sort of calm your body from stress, from anxiety. You know, so that's just more of like a practical tip, but so important in this time. So.
And also Trisha, since I know you like dancing, you know, like, I don't know if you pop and lock, but always like when you're dancing and you like pause and then you do like an awesome move, people are like, woo! You know, it's like, whoa.
I love it.
Boom, you know,
it's like the silence.
Exactly.
Before the mic drop.
Mic drop.
Like,
yeah. Boom. So hopefully that helped, Trisha. Thank you for joining us. We have a few more people. So let me just say hello to Corley Ann. Corley Ann, I've been watching you this week. Yeah. Awesome.
I just clicked on your thing the other day. I was watching some of your videos. I'm excited that you're here.
Yeah, thanks so much.
How do you know Corley Ann?
I've been watching your videos.
Oh my God.
We've been watching you.
We've been seeing you.
Thanks
now
for
you're seeing us.
Hey. That's me. Shirley, Tanya Pitts and Shirley Pitts is on here. McFerrin Pitts.
Welcome.
Ashlyn.
Woo! Ashlyn. I saw that picture of
Tracy,
you the other day. That was not a bull that you were riding.
That was not a bull. And Tracy, how are you, Tracy? I know we did a quick reading last time for you, and so thanks for joining us again. We're going to do a reading right now for Catherine. I just pulled 3 cards for her. Okay. But again, we do readings. We do chakra clearings with ice cream flavors. We do Rosie pops. One thing that we're talking today, and let me just let you do a really quick spiel as we get into these cards. I have right now an online summit, 10 days every day, every morning from 7 to 8 a.m. It's free. After that, the videos are pulled, but there is a way to upgrade for $65. But this is the thing. I'm going to give you guys a free opportunity that you don't have to pay those $65 today. And that's if you do a hashtag green road in the comments, then we will private message you. And that means we're going to set up a time for you to discuss the Green Road Academy, which is going to start in late October. Myself, I'm part of it. Rose is part of it. And Jennifer Victoria Bell will be part of it as well. It is a 6-month intensive. It's about an inward, outward journey of activism, right? How can you activate other people? First, by activating yourself. Mm-hmm. Also, all the downloads, it's 10 interviews, bonus material. It's worth over $3,000. The people on this that I've interviewed have spent lifetime. So we're talking over 200 hours of knowledge that you can download for, again, $65 if you want to upgrade, for free if you want to watch every morning.
What's the 200 hours? What are you talking about?
Everyone over 20 years each. 20 years, hours, 200 years of experience.
It's like, what? I was like, it takes a lot more than 200 hours.
200 years of experience. 200 years of experience.
10,000 hours to become an expert.
Exactly.
And these people have traveled
everywhere
across the world.
10, 20,000.
They have come through their own journeys of healing, of transformation, of getting way down in the dark parts of their life and having to come back up again through their own journeys. You know, so this is about that.
And they're all powerful women.
They are powerful women.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, we were just talking about the Green Road Academy yesterday, which is the new 6-month intensive that she was just talking about. And
Came to me in a dream.
Of course it did. You are just magical. You really are. It's going to be juicy. It's going to be really, really good. You know, when we were talking about it yesterday and you were talking about how the Green Road is about healing and it's about, you know, the nurturing energy of Mother Earth. What was the other thing you said? Oh, about activism, you know, how it's connected to that part of the journey of living is about active participation. Good. Why can't I talk right? What is it?
The Dalai Lama.
Yeah. It's basically like, you know, that part of it is doing good acts in the world. It's walking right in the world. You know, it's not just about the inside, but what I've noticed and what we were talking about yesterday is that like right now, particularly with what's going on, people are doing so much work outside, or they feel so that the world needs activism and work so much that there's
burning
nothing
out.
Left inside.
Yeah.
They are burning themselves out, you know, or they're struggling to figure out, how do I take care of myself and continue to take care of this cause, to take care of the world that needs all of us, that needs all of our light. It needs all of our energy, right? You can't show up for a cause if you are just pouring yourself out and there will be nothing left, because then what's going to happen? You're going to die. You will literally or emotionally or spiritually will die. Not figuratively for many people. And that's not what the world needs. The world doesn't need you to die after working on a cause for a year and then that's it.
Yeah.
You know, so
let's dig into this reading.
Yes, sorry,
Catherine, how are you?
really
I know we're very passionate. Erica Crawford, how are you? I don't know if you're in the States or you're back overseas. Mark, thanks for joining us.
Hello.
And Sarah in Florida. How's your daughter? That little tea set. Totally want it. Anyways, let's dig in. So really interesting, Catherine. All your cards are upside down. First one, hummingbird. This has been appearing a lot lately. Hummingbird energy is that energy of, you know, as we know, baby eagle, that energy, Native American energy. You're busy building new roads. Cool. Awesome. Tanya, we'll get to your clearing. Hummingbirds are very protective of their home. And I know there's been a lot of home issues going on in the Bay Area with the fires, with rents going up, with just all of that and not feeling secure. And so this card is coming up as a protection for your home, but your home also in the sense of your internal self. It's I've been in relationships where I would get kicked out all the time, and so I would sleep in my car. So I understand not being sure if you're going to be welcome in your own home. Not anymore. But
I love you so much.
I love you too. But more importantly, are you welcome here in yourself, in your being? And that's kind of what I know. You don't have secure housing. I understand. And that's a lot of tension and a lot of stress. So right now, today, Hummingbird is coming to help you with that stress that you've been having, Catherine. And I'm really sorry that you've been going through that, but hopefully you can breathe a little bit right now and let this energy of Hummingbird. And so as she keeps talking about Hummingbird, I'm going to do a quick clearing for you. You know, I'll just bring in the ancient ones and grandfathers and grandmothers and for them to do a prayer for you. If that's okay. I won't connect. I'll just do a prayer with them. So I'll just do that as she's kind of digging more into that and digging into more of the cards here.
Yeah, I mean, I think the medicine of this card upside down, it's asking you to do something that is not easy to do, you know, and it's trying to support you in that challenge of finding stillness, that challenge of, you know, finding something gentle and quiet and still and sweet in the middle of what is a very challenging situation. You know, I think that I feel that I feel the challenge that you're going through right now. I feel it. Like it's heavy. I feel that heaviness, you know, and that stress and that grief, really, you know. So, you know, when we offer you the medicine that we are connecting to, that, you know, what we are interpreting for you, what we are, you know, kind of the intuition and the downloads and the things that we're connecting to that are being offered to you through us, we're definitely not trying to say it's easy. No. And we're not trying to minimize your struggle.
Yeah. I mean, I'm crying right now. I feel it. Yeah.
It's sometimes the medicine is hard.
Yeah.
You know, part of being a human is suffering.
Yeah.
And me and my wife are no strangers to suffering.
Yeah.
For long portions of our life, you know, pretty consistently, and, you know, obviously here and there as well, you know, no matter how much we love each other, no matter what we have, we still have immense amounts of suffering in our lives. Like, this is just, you know, so I don't want to belittle what you are going through. This is not about that. This is about sometimes accepting the medicine, even when the medicine is hard, and also knowing it will pass. This moment will pass.
Even though it might not feel like that.
Everything changes.
Everything does.
Everything changes. You know, we recently just passed the anniversary of the day that we met 3 years ago. And
Shazam.
Your whole life can change
Who
in
knew?
a moment. Like,
never even knew.
It's impossible to know sometimes, you know. So part of the medicine of the Hummingbird upside down, and we didn't really talk about this, but part of it is also making sure that in that moment of struggle, whatever movement, stress you're experiencing, try to find those quiet times, because even in the midst of those crazy stressors, things can happen. Invitations into something new can happen. And if you're able to do whatever you can to still find that stillness or sweetness, or to be present enough to connect to those opportunities when they happen, your life can change. You know, you never know which direction it's going to take. So you will be in our prayers, and I wish you the best in terms of that journey, because I know that one is not easy. I've been through it myself many times around housing. So yes. What is the next one here?
We have 2 more cards for you, and the next one is the Luminous Warrior card. And what I love about that, you know, you commented that you've been kind of going deep. You are a warrior. You know, a luminous warrior has no enemies in this world or in the next, in any worlds. This warrior can just shine bright, being exactly who they are. And what it's challenging you to think about is, you know, are you in that midst of this healing that you're going through, this questioning, this depth, unveiling, and things like that? Are you still playing old stories in your mind? And sometimes they're just so ingrained that it's hard to let go of. I sometimes spook myself. I used to do this practice for myself, and I used to think of my ex and some from a long time ago. And it was a scary relationship. It was a scary, time in my life. And so anytime that I felt that things were going well, I would bring up that energy to scare myself into maybe like, oh, things might go wrong, or to scare myself into being like, Marita, not to trust things, not to trust people, because things can go really wrong and people can take advantage of you and they can do crazy things to you. So I had to break that habit, and it's still something that I struggle with, because when because it's a habit, it's so ingrained into your body, into the trauma, into my PTSD about certain people and relationships in my life, that, it becomes a part of, yourself. Rose and I like watching the TV show Bones a lot. And there's these moments in this series where it's quite enlightening, actually. She says quite enlightening things, like she talks about how people's stories are written in their bones. And so when people start to try to do like too much, surgery and things like that, they lose the authenticity and identity of who they were here to truly be. And their stories get lost. What do they say? Now I'm thinking Spanish. When the main character of their story was lost because they changed their bones. So this luminous warrior is coming to you with knowledge in your bones right now, knowledge and power in your bones to be able to dig in deep. And I don't know if you ever make bone broth. We used to make it. I've become plant-based, but like when you get the marrow of life, get into that marrow of life.
You want to move on to the next one?
Yeah. The next one I think you'll enjoy. We didn't show you that. There's a luminous warrior upside down. And then medicine wheel. So you know the medicine wheel. 35.
Okay.
Medicine wheel. So the medicine wheel, all directions. We have just switched, right? We were in the south, and now we're going into the west. So
this is tying it all together right now.
So there you go. Dig in.
So I'm just going to read you this because this wording to me, it's laser. It's so focused on exactly what it's trying to say. It says, you must not postpone your healing journey any longer. It can be difficult to start, but you must find the inner strength to step into the medicine wheel, or you may lose your opportunity. There are many ways and many paths. Choose the one you resonate the most with. Once you have found it, the only mistake you can make is not to follow it. So go boldly. And it's similar to what the hummingbird card was saying. It's really like, it may not be easy to step into a healing path. It may not be easy. You may have, life stressors all around you. But you still have the capability. You have incredible strength. And humans are the things that I have witnessed people go through and heal from. The stories that I've been told as a counselor, as a coach, as a mentor for years, I cannot tell you how resilient humans are. I've worked with people who were severely sexually and physically abused for their entire childhoods. And I worked with them, to help them heal and to grow. But really where they were at already when they started working with me, I was like, oh my God, just to witness how much people can survive through and can actually like thrive through, it's possible. So, this is again, it's about not letting all of the roadblocks, all of the challenges, all of the things that knock you down. Don't let that stop you from continuing your journey of healing and growth, no matter how horrible they are.
Yeah.
And sometimes you might just be able to do this much at once.
And that's enough.
And it might keep pushing you back further, but you're still taking this tiny little step forward. And that matters. And it's going to help heal you, because you're also going to witness yourself doing that. And it's going to help you grow your belief in your capacity for change and survival. So that was powerful. Holy heck, people. We have had some amazing readings today. And I'm so grateful for you all tuning in. I hope that that was helpful for you. I'm glad that you did like a little bit of a clearing, and you know, we'll be here every Sunday. If you want to come back next Sunday, we welcome you back. You know, if there's anything we can do. So,
every Sunday it's free. So we're here just to support, you know, to continue carrying the medicine. And Catherine, you are in our prayers. So thank you for joining us. We're going to do 2 clearings.
Okay. Ice cream. Let's go.
We're going to do Tanya and Shirley.
Ice cream. Yeah. 2 generations.
We're going to do it. We're going to do you 2 together. This should be fun. Yes, Carly, we make popsicles every Sunday. Rosie Pops. That's rose flavored popsicles, and we're trying out different flavors because one day we will have an ice cream popsicle emporium. No, I'm just kidding.
She just goes Emporium. Whenever I think of Emporium, I think of like, was there a store named Emporium?
Probably. I don't know.
Isn't there like an E store like that? It starts with an E. So anyway, there's stores that I have like this very strong sense memory of like walking into like Bloomingdale's or Macy's. That's what I think of when I think of Emporium.
Well, there you go.
I think there was a store named Emporium. There's all the like perfume counters and like purses, and oh my gosh, it's weird to be in a store like that when you haven't been in one in a long time.
So let's do this. So Shirley, Tanya, I hope you're sitting down. This is going to be
woo.
So Shirley, I'm going to start with you. 2, 4, and 7 are the chakras. The first flavor, lemon verbena for your second chakra. What's really interesting to me is both you and Tanya, we're going to clear out your heart chakra, which is connected. You're carrying each other's pain to a certain degree. For you, Shirley, you're going to get star anise. Tanya, you're going to get, it's star anise for both of you. And then the 7th.
You know what though? I'm getting star anise for Shirley, but honestly for Tonya, I'm getting saffron.
Ooh, saffron for Tonya.
These are these very, there's, these spices, they're incredible. They're very aromatic. There's so much flavor. There's so much energy, and sort of, it's not that sweetness. It's not, God, how do you describe that flavor? Come on, wine person.
I can't think right now.
Okay, well, it's amazing. And saffron has that beautiful, beautiful color to it. It's just bright yellow. It's glowing like the sun.
It was worth more than gold at times in trading.
Incredible.
And then Shirley, your 7th chakra, a little honey, right? So we're going to clear in the second chakra with lemon verbena, that idea of your creation, right? Your creation story, your sexuality, your creativity, how you connect, how you're going to bring new energy out and not have other people take it away from you. Your heart, star anise, to add depth of that flavor, and star anise and magic, and star energy as well, right? And that 7th chakra, right? Up over here where you connect to the divine, just honey. All I can see is like an anointing of honey, and honey is also anti-antiseptic.
Is it antiseptic?
It's an antiseptic, yeah. I once cut myself, and my sister, who's a nurse and starting to be a doctor, put honey on the thing.
And the burn. You burned yourself.
The burn, yeah, honey. Honey is amazing.
So she was trying to, this is a really interesting story. So do you mind if I share
Go
what
ahead.
the context was? So we...
now I'm remembering. Oh my God.
Okay. So
yikes.
The day before I graduated with my master's degree from Berkeley, super amazing moment in my life because I'm the first generation college student, and her father died the day before I graduated.
Yeah.
I had arranged it so that she was actually going to walk the stage with me because she never walked the stage at her graduation. And
I rebelled.
And she also didn't go back and get a master's degree, even though, she had sort of the calling to. It felt like the timing wasn't right. And she was so supportive to me through my master's. She didn't know what she was signing up for, but
did not know.
So the day before, we're all scheduled.
Thing you're pretty.
Come on now.
I'm just kidding.
The day before, we were planning to do all this. We had this big party. Her father died. And she flew to Michigan, and I flew to join her soon thereafter. And while we were there, after, in addition to the services and, supporting her family and trying to support her mom and just sort of like work through everything, we were also sorting through all of his papers, every single folder of paper, because partly, the family is trying to find like, where are some of the vital documents and things that we need.
Because he didn't leave any. He didn't tell us.
It wasn't clear where they were, right? You never know when that moment is going to be. And you don't wake up in the morning and be like, this is the morning where I better make sure there's a little piece of paper that says where everything is, because I'm going to die tonight. Nobody, like, that doesn't happen to everybody, right? Most people. So we're trying to burn all the papers, and they're kind of slow in burning. And because, when you have a lot of paper stacked and you're trying to burn it, it's just sort of like puts itself out and it smolders. So Marita thought it would be a good idea because she had seen her brother doing it.
I don't even know. There
was gas out there in a little gas can. And Marita went outside and decided it'd be a good idea to pour some gasoline on the fire. And see, I've always been trained growing up that you don't like pour lighter fluid or gasoline on a lit fire because it'll like follow the gas or the lighter fluid back up into the container. Well, that's exactly what happened. And we heard this big whoop, and we were all like, what the heck was that? So Marita's like, I'm fine. I'm okay. And her hand was like blackened. It was like charred. It was so, actually, I was terrified. I was like, that flesh is all dead. Like,
it would have been totally something my dad would have done. So
oh my God. So funny. Everybody was like, ay, Juanita.
I know.
So her sister used honey. Was it myrrh or frankincense?
Myrrh and frankincense, yeah. Frankincense.
Yeah, she used all this amazing concoction, including like Western medicine and very traditional remedies, and her hand healed so quickly.
Nothing.
It healed so quickly. It was freaking amazing.
Yeah, I didn't have to go to the hospital and the doctors. It's amazing. So honey is very powerful. So Shirley, that your anointing of honey to protect you, to heal, and honey's delicious. I love honey. I love honey. It tastes
so different from different parts of the world.
Exactly.
Hawaiian honey, honey in California, depending on what the plant was. I got honey when I was in Ghana, and it was like spicy. Like it tasted so different.
Them bees different in Ghana.
The plants are different. That's for sure.
Exactly.
Anything else for Tonya?
For Tonya, for your 6th chakra, rose.
That's me.
For your 8th chakra, hazelnut.
Oh, I want hazelnut ice cream right now. That sounds really good.
And for your 4th, saffron. So I hope you ladies are sitting down so that this clearing can come and cleansing and just what I really feel, it's that heart, that clearing of the heart and just letting it rest and be full again, and not to overwork it, and to know that it's safe, to know that heart is safe, that you are safe, and again it feels like your hearts are connected, you're carrying each other's hearts as well as trauma. And so it's good to love the people that you love, but you can't save them. And you can't save them from their own trauma and what they need to do to learn. And so, go ahead.
Here's another way to think about not saving people, because this actually made it hit home for me in a different way. There's helping people. Helping people is different than thinking that you can save someone in like save them from themselves, save them from their lessons, save them from their own growing that they need to do kind of way. If you do that, you are stunting them. If you think that you can save people from the journeys that they need to do for themselves, what you are doing is stunting their growth. It's like that great metaphor of the monarch butterfly. If you break the chrysalis open for it, it's gonna die, because it has to struggle to have its wings be strong enough to fly. And it's been used a million times, but it's so true. not only are you stunting people, you're not appreciating their capacity to step up and do it for themselves. And when I say do it for themselves, I'm not talking about American individualism, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, do it yourself. I'm talking about that people do need to have their own journeys, their own struggles. You know, no matter how much help you get, there are certain things that you have to walk yourself. You have to walk your own line, as Marita likes to say, because she's obsessed with the movie Point Break, which I also quite love. That's not your line to walk. It's not your line to walk.
And even if you walk behind someone else's line,
it's still your line.
It's your line now. Hey, look, I figured out how to do this. We could keep.
Oh, sweet. So, thank you for joining us, ladies. I hope that was helpful. I hope that you are having, the words that came to me was heart, harvest, and sweetness for the ice cream flavors that we were given to you to give to you today. So, ooh, I like this card.
So we are going to start.
Sorry.
Yeah. So I just want to check in, see if anyone else wants a clearing or a reading. Again, also, if you're interested in joining us on a call to join our new Green Road Academy. See, that's my announcer voice.
I know, but, you know.
It's funny. Just do hashtag Green Road.
Hashtag Green Road.
And we will private message you and we'll set up a call and we can tell you all about what we're planning to do in the next 6 months.
Not only that, you didn't even tell them about the awesome gift.
Yeah. And the gift is, I'm doing a Green All Over Summit right now. It lasts for 10 days. We're our 3rd day in. You get all of the 10 interviews. I still have to do mine. And
they don't need to know.
I know. And then all the upgrades as well,
superstar.
Which is over $3,000 worth of material, over hundreds of years of knowledge. Awesome. And you get that for free. And it's been great. And there's a Facebook group and I'll make you guys, you can join it all. Shanante, are you looking for a reading or a clearing? Let's see what she says. We got a little time. I just started posting it on.
Perfect. So I know you do your announcer voice, but I just have to tell you from like a heart place. I think the work that you did of bringing these women together for this sort of like, for the Green Road Academy, which is not, it's not the, you know, the first thing that occurred to me when you said Green Road is very like, ecological. How do we save the environment in a sort of like, we are, you know, going to go out and learn how to like plant trees and do stuff like that. This is not that, you know, this is something that is a little bit more holistic. It's not just an intellectual sort of, these are the little tips that you can do to save the earth from all of the humans. It's so much more. It's so much more. And all these ladies come at it from a different perspective. You know, some come at it from this perspective of yoga, from doing that type of work, going out and restoring wildlife. And some people come at it from this holistic healing of the self and what that means in terms of your ability to live in the world, how you interact with the earth when you are coming from a place of healing yourself. The way that you treat the planet changes. The way that you treat others changes, right? So this Green Road Summit, Green All Over Summit is about so much more.
It's about
you for fall.
Yeah, it prepares you for fall. It's the embodiment of the elements, really, truly the elements, because we are Mother Earth, and that connection is just, not only is it divine, but it's real. It's there. So we're going to do love. Okay, awesome. We're going to do 2 readings. We're going to do Shanante first. We're going to see about love and work, and then Corley Ann. Awesome. Corley Ann, I'm really excited. It's your first reading. Woo-hoo. Once you have your first, you can't go back.
Oh, I know. There's no going back.
Okay, love and work. Let's just connect a little bit. Oh, do your little bell. Where's your bell?
Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. I put it to the side, and then I didn't know I was going to not see it there. And okay. Love and work.
Okay, here we go. Love and work. Hello, Lexi. Thanks for joining us.
I don't think this one's supposed to be.
There you go. Love and One.
Oh, I have the book.
Da, 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 da. So we're using the Mystical Shaman Oracle cards. These cards are still a little bit new to us, so they take us a little bit of a minute. But let me just show you what you have. You have the rattle, and the rattle's upside down. So sometimes it doesn't mean anything's bad. It's just the medicine is a little bit different. Now, the rattle, as you know, in shamanic traditions is used to create journeys. It's also used to clear spaces. It's all about that vibration. What I love about this rattle is also it has feathers on it. So it's the connection to how to get into the spirit world with bringing on the medicine of owl, which you got, which is very fascinating, as well as other, creatures that fly high. So what it allows you to do is that hawk's view of your world, right? Sometimes it's so easy to be like this and be like, oh my God, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life.
You're like a rat in a maze.
Exactly. And so this is one of the things this is asking you to do. This is giving you energy to do, is to shake yourself out of that, to shake yourself out of that kind of tunnel vision that you have, to have a greater perspective in your life.
So the energy of the rattle here is, even though we're learning these cards, a lot of this is interpretive. We don't usually just read straight from what we're reading here. A lot of it is also us connecting to whatever energy you're bringing, whatever you're asking about. So here's what I want to talk to you about in terms of the rattle. The rattle is about working with the tools of spirit, but being very mindful of the fact that they are tools that cut both ways. They require a lot of care and caution when you're working with truly powerful tools, with gifts that you've been given as a person. And all the gifts we have are those tools of spirit, right? It's the medicine of having it turned upside down is the reminder that even when we're working with tools of spirit, with wisdom, with connection to the divine, we are people. We're all humans, and we have to be very careful and mindful of using the tools in a way that is for the best of everybody involved. I've worked with people who, I would say everybody, this is just the reality of being a human, maybe the Dalai Lama is excused from this, everybody, but if we're talking about human beings, there are times when our own junk gets in the way of the way that we use the tools that we've been given, right? The impact that we have on other people, the way we interpret what we're being told, how we use our power. We're fallible humans. So it's always possible to use tools in a way that they were not intended to be used. So just being mindful. For myself, here's an example for myself, just to give you an example to show you that sort of vulnerable side in terms of the struggles that I have had with this. I grew up in an environment where my intellect was a tool. The sharpness of my words, the quickness of my words, it felt like the only way that I had to protect myself. But as I got older and when I was in relationships, I noticed that, and also because I had somebody that did the same thing to me, intellect can be used as a knife to hurt people. Sometimes when I was in arguments, I would use my smarts to say something that would hurt the other person, even though it was true. Even though it was true in that moment, it was not the kind choice to make. It was not the way to connect and to have kindness with that other person, So my intellect was a gift. It helped protect me. But I realized I was using it in a way that was no longer kind. It wasn't what I was intended to use it for. So, I recognized that what I was doing was not benefiting me, was not benefiting the people that I was with. And so I had to learn that was a tool that I had used to survive that was not good to use anymore in my life, So that is what I mean when that's the example that came to mind for me when I'm thinking about being careful about the way you use the tools that have been given to you. Okay. What's the next one?
Wind. So wind, brother wind. We live in a very windy place. When I went and did my vision quest up in Mount Shasta, and no food, no water for 4 days, and had to look at Mount Shasta and play my little drum. Wind was a huge factor. I don't know if you've been, wind is said to drive people mad, like literally drive you mad. People, if you get into Chinese medicine or also Tibetan medicine, sometimes people are said to have too much wind inside of them.
It's like this. Zzz, like
exactly.
Wind moving so fast in your head. You're just like, thought, thinking, racing.
Yeah. So one of the good things about wind is to have a relationship with it, right? When I was up in the mountain and it got too much, I literally yelled at the wind. I was a little tired and hungry, but I was like, wind, enough, brother wind. Can you please give me a break? Like, I need a break to think so I can rebuild my shelter that keeps falling down. And it stopped. Wind is also always great because when you need it, it can clear things, right? So to have this relationship with wind, and Rose is going to tell you a little bit more.
Well, similar to what you were just saying, wind is like about communication. So it rules communication, thought, speaking, song, ideas, and it also is a signifier of change. So, change can be positive and negative. Change is not good or bad.
Remember Mary Poppins came when the wind changed?
Oh, and when it changed again, she left. Right? Every direction. They're making a new Mary Poppins movie. Did you know that? Yeah. It's the kids, their kids, and then she comes back when they're parents.
Wow.
So anyway, every direction that the wind comes from carries different energy. The south is about trust. It's about discarding the old, letting go of old habits that aren't serving you.
And we were just in the South Shield, which just ended. Summer is the South Shield in Hopi medicine. So that was the time to let go, to use fire to let things go.
The West is about introspection.
Which is what we are now in.
It's about a willingness to commit to a decision, making a final decision about something, and, letting go of attachments and ego. There's a certain point where you just have to you have to jump and let the chips fall where they may, so that is the energy of the West, which is where we are right now. The energy of the wind from the West.
Yeah.
The energy of the wind from the North is about, wisdom and strength. The North is often associated with a connection to ancestors,
your knowledge.
So that wisdom that's carried through the generations, really thinking about what is the wisdom that you've been given by your ancestors. And it may not always be obvious, I had this ancestor, she's been, my grandmother or my great grandmother, she's been this, she's been amazing my whole life. She always did this, she always did that. Maybe your ancestors went through journeys so that you didn't have to start your journey where they started. They struggled so that you didn't have to start your struggle in the same place that they did. Yeah. So maybe the wisdom that they are able to offer is that it was really the gift.
Yeah.
The gift of starting in a new place, not repeating the exact same journey that they had to do. The east wind is about clarity of vision and purpose. It's very future oriented. The east is the place where the sun rises, so it's often associated with the future, beginnings, and that purpose, that vision and purpose is because you're looking ahead. You're looking towards the future. You're not stuck in the past. You're not hung up on the past. You are directed towards something new, a goal that is ahead of you that you feel very passionate about. And, one of the things that they say about, interestingly, there's been these different movements in child rearing, right? now, like for a while, the thing was, oh, we have to make every child feel like they are special. So then everybody gets a prize, right? It sort of changes every few years, every decade, right? What's the thing that if you don't do this, you're apparently a bad parent, right? Well, what they have learned supposedly is that, this probably will change in the next few years, so don't hold on too tight, let go. But what they have learned is that what's more important for children than feeling like they have, that they're special, that everybody's special, is for children to have a purpose. Is for them to feel that they have a purpose. And that is true, like as these children have grown into adults, that the thing that really carried them was having a purpose, having a reason. When little kids are learning how to like participate and they're struggling, and maybe they're like I've worked with little kids who have gone through all kinds of crazy things in their lives. Little kids have gone through horrible stuff. And sometimes they can be the kids that are like going to fight you and bite you and headbutt you and punch you. But if you're like, hey, can you come help me like put the chairs around the table, like help teach this younger kid what to do at the end of class. If you give them a role and a purpose and something to be a part of and something to do, they feel good and it helps calm them down. So, the invitation of the wind is about change. It's about, it's a challenge, it's the challenge of being courageous enough to turn your face into the winds of change, to not shy away from them, because, you don't know if what they're bringing is going to be good or bad, feel happy or sad, or be, a struggle, or be a time of uplifting. But regardless, it takes courage to turn into the unknown. And there is something amazing about moving forward into the unknown. We know where we've been. Most of us remember some of where we've been. We have some sense of where we've been. But nobody really, I don't want to say nobody, because maybe some people do know where they're going. But, there's a level of unpredictability and excitement that comes from turning into change. So that is what this card is telling you.
And then also on the wind, your last card, owl can fly. An owl's great. Owl can see not only in the darkness. I have an owl here, look.
Beautiful.
One of my tattoos. An owl, because owl is also related to Athena, right? The goddess Athena. And it's the ability to be able to detach from drama and to be able to see through your shadow self. Also, owl can see, like move the net. I can't do that.
It's like, what are you doing?
Exactly. Which is amazing, because we always think that our future is in front of us. A lot of Native American traditions believe that our future is behind us because we can't see it. Hence, I have a big Ganesh on my back. So owl for me, what I'm feeling a lot is that ability to, in this time when you have to make decisions of this change that you're going through in your relationship and in your work, and how it feels overwhelming, there is guidance there. There's this ability to be able to see in all directions, and strength to be able to make that decision and know that it's going to be okay.
And listening to, when you're feeling uncertain about how to move forward, listening to the messages that are given to you by the unseen world, so the owl is about being able to see in the darkness when nobody else can see, and part of that for you is tuning into your intuition, tuning into whatever you call it, intuition, connection to spirit, connection to the divine, connection to God, the universe, and everything. Listening to those hits when you get them, because they will help guide you. They will help guide you through a period where other people may not have the answers for you. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to look within for that, or within or without, but not in the light. They're going to be in the dark.
Okay, I hope that was helpful, Shanante. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you share this with your friends and come back next Sunday. Corley.
Wow, look at that.
I know,
spread.
I'm really excited.
Girl, you are like a rainbow child. This is amazing. Okay,
so
this is like juicy.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Corley, I hope you're sitting down, girl, because this is going to be good.
No, she should stand up and dance.
Stand up and dance. Okay, fine, whatever.
Oh, whatever. I just like saying that.
So, Marita Steva, one who catches lightning with the path of Ish. This is Rose, Love by Design. We do these chakra clearings and readings every Sunday starting at 3. We also make popsicles, Rosie Pops. we're doing an extra hour this week because I just figured out how to share this. So more people are joining in. So we're going to spread a little bit more love today.
Okay, sure.
Exactly.
Why not?
Why not?
We're celebrating today, by the way. She just posted a couple days ago this amazing summit. It's called Green All Over. It is this beautiful summit of women talking about their own journeys of healing, of connection to earth, healing their bodies,
Radical
their
self-love.
communities. It's amazing. We're 3 days in right now. I think I'm tomorrow, right?
Yeah, tomorrow.
So you can tune in every day. You can sign up for free. And if you sign up for free, you can tune in every day from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. for the next 7 days, right? Until the 30th is the last day of it. And you'll get access to an amazing talk with these women who are just incredible workers, light workers, healers, herbalists, yogis,
DJs, tattoo artists.
Amazing. So fashion designers.
There's like
an amazing range of women. So that is totally free if you want to sign up. If you want to get access to the videos, to watch them at a different time of day, not 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. because that doesn't work for everybody. This is Pacific time.
Yeah.
Then you can just pay $65 and you'll get not only access to the videos to watch them at any time you want and watch them through a Facebook group or watch them on any time on your own time. You're also going to get access to bonus materials, which includes a mantra,
a whole DJ hour-long set.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Which is a somatic journey of like release and integration, meditations, mantras, relationship advice. You also get discounts on some practitioners are offering like up to 60% discounts on their services and things like that. So you can pay $65 for that, or for free today only if you write #GreenRoad. That means that we will private message you and you will sign up for a time to have a discussion about our Green Road Academy, which is starting at the end of October. And we automatically upgrade you. So
yeah,
there you go.
So the Green Road Academy is going to be a 6-month intensive that includes work with both myself, Marita, and as well as Jennifer Victoria Bell, who is going to join us on one of our ice cream Sundays as a guest. I'm super excited about that. So the three of us have put together this amazing 6-month work. It's going to include one-on-one work. It's going to include some group trainings. Some of this is going to be about how to be a practitioner yourself with others, and some of it is just going to be about healing the self. And really that Green Road, the underpinnings is like an inward and outward journey of activism, right? It's about how to be a sustainable activist in this world, which is not just about going out and planting trees, even though I highly recommend it. Amazing. We need trees. They're incredible beings in this world. It's about so much more. It's about healing yourself and sustaining yourself so that you can keep doing the things that you want to do out in the world. Keep being the change that you want to be. So
be the change. So let's
#Green Road. We'll get you on a call, and then you'll get the upgrade for
free.
The summit Green All Over for free. Okay.
Okay, Corleanne, I know you're really.
Thanks for being with us.
Thank you. And then Lexi, we'll be doing a clearing next. So
okay,
Corleanne, here you go. The moon.
Oh, Juju.
28-day cycle. And what is today? Today is almost the new moon, right?
Tomorrow is the full moon.
Tomorrow, full moon. See, I got you. Plane today. So we are coming to the full moon, right? This is
we have to eat our popsicles before the end.
I know. I'm kind of wanting one now. So the full moon, right? So I don't know if you set intentions on new moons. A lot of people set a new intention. That's really actually the time to plant seeds. My herbalist said on my Green All Over summit, it's the best time to plant your seeds, to germinate seeds, and then they come into light in the full moon. Biodynamics, right? So the moon is coming to you to talk about manifestation. What have you been trying to manifest? Also, have you been too focused inside or too outside? So it's that balance, that cycle of the moon. Are you in balance? And I really believe, though, this moon is coming to tell you that whatever you've been working really hard on, and I know you've been working on a lot of things and you've been getting a lot of pushback. Sister, abundance is here. It is time to reap the rewards, time to get that energy that's been pushing back a lot, to get that out of the way. So as I'm going to do a quick clearing for you as well, if you like, just say yes if that's okay. And to bring kind of this new moon energy and to kind of help you with all the kind of the pushback that you've been getting, that you've been talking about in your talks. Anything else on the moon? If not, we'll move on.
No. Yes. So what I love about this, and in terms of talking about how, you know, the things that you've been putting out, the things you've been struggling, the moon is about ebb and flow, right? And always knowing that there is going to be that ebb, but there's also going to be that flow. There's the waxing and the waning. That could be your dance style, ebb and flow. There's this beautiful prayer in this book. It says this particular prayer, it doesn't say which country it's in in Africa. I feel odd about saying African just because that means so much. But may our lives be renewed as yours is. And it's just that trust, that faith, that for as much dark as there is, there will be as much light. You know, we always hope that in our lives there will be that balance, you know. So this medicine is really about that energetic balance, the light and the dark, the ebbing and the flowing, and all of it is a part of what has to happen. All of it is a part of nature, you know. You can see our kitty in the background.
The next card that you got,
I think you should have a popsicle, and I will do this card.
Oh, okay, cool.
This popsicle flavor that we made today is cucumber rose.
We make a popsicle every week. We're testing out flavors for one day when we have create Rosie Pops. They all have rose flavors.
This card is the rainbow. I wish you could see better. This is, it's a beautiful card. It has this bird.
Right here. Whatever.
Okay. Anyway, the rainbow. Beautiful card. So the essence of the rainbow is about the true spiritual path. Yes.
Here we go.
It is about, this card is an affirmation. This card is basically like, it's all good. You are on your way. You are on the path. You have a right relationship with spirit.
Do not give up hope.
This is about the end of the storm being near. This is about persevere. You're almost there. You're almost past the end of that crazy, stormy, blustery period. The darkness is about to fade. The clouds are about to part. And that rainbow is about to come down. So I might have just gotten a little bit loud. So don't let your guard down quite yet. You're almost there. You just need to keep doing what you're doing. Don't totally like, okay, because you know there might be that last little bolt of lightning. Boom! You know, you don't want that. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep moving forward and doing the work that you're doing. But that rainbow is like just around the corner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that race is never finished at the finish line. It's good. It's after, right? You know, there's so many races, you know, that, you know, just to use a metaphor of a race, that are lost at the finish line because people quit before the finish line. So it's telling you, don't fall into that illusion of just following that one goal at the end, right? I'm very goal oriented as well, but make sure you're taking time to live abundantly in the now. And so gratitude prayers are an amazing thing to be able to do every day, and just feel the vibration of that gratitude, and grateful for you for what you have now, and for the lessons that have been taught to you in this way.
Here's an amazing thing about gratitude. You know, we say, do gratitude, blah, 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 gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Gratitude, literally, if you're complaining, you change your brain. If you stop and you say gratitude and you try to find things that you're genuinely grateful for, even if you might not totally feel it, but you're like, okay, I can be grateful that I have a house, or I can be grateful, and I am actually very grateful that we have a house. But if there's something, you know, that you can come up with, just start seeing what you can say, and it will change your brain. It will actually, when we've been talking about calming down your nervous system, saying gratitude calms down your nervous system and actually has a physical effect on your body. They've
actually done studies of people talking ill to plants, and the plants die.
Yikes. Don't do that to plants. They're nice.
They're nice. And to kind of bring it all in, this beauty way is actually talking about that, not just about gratitude, but to find beauty all around you, to always look for the beauty and to perceive the beauty all around you, and stop trying to fix relationships that you think are broken. It's saying to recognize that everything is exactly where it needs to be at this time and at this moment. And that when you understand this, then the change will come.
You know what this card always reminds me of is that, well, they made it into a movie, but there's a book also, The Way of the Peaceful Warrior.
Ooh,
did you see that movie? You remember we saw that movie?
We saw it.
I don't know if you've seen that movie, but the book is actually a lot more focused on that sort of peace, that everything is exactly as it is. You know, I've had some personal journeys around, you know, sort of spiritual journeys in my own life. And in one of those journeys, I remember I went deep into it, and I became so tiny. I was like tiny at the level of atoms, right? When you're at the level of atoms, what do you see? You see that all the atoms are dancing around you. All of the pieces of the atoms are moving, you know, the electrons, everything is just spinning and dancing and moving. And that is what they love to do. Everything is perfect at that level. You can zoom back and you can be like suffering, hate, fatness, ugliness, things that I have judgment towards myself about. Oh, I don't have this body that's perfect. But then you zoom down to that level and you see all of creation is in love with the dance, you know, the dance of life. So, you know, this is what comes to mind when we talk about this card. The beauty way is about seeing the perfectness, the perfection of everything around you, including the things that are hard to see as perfect. You know, when people lose their homes in fires, right? We've had a lot of fires in California recently. I was working in Sonoma County as a social worker at the time, last year, right around this time, that there was huge fires that destroyed communities and people's homes, people that I was sitting right next to, you know, they came back to work and they had no home. People died. It was horrible, right? But there, again, not all of this medicine that we share is easy.
Yeah.
You know, and we could change the message to make you feel better about what we're saying. Yeah. You know, but that's not what we're about.
We're not fluffy. We're real.
We're sometimes fluffy. We like fluffy things. But we're not going to do fake fluffy.
No, we're not.
We're not going to do fake fluffy. You know, sometimes the medicine is hard. Finding beauty in the middle of suffering, and I don't mean like finding the rose in the middle of a burned out field. I mean, what is the beauty? What is the gift in suffering? You know, another wonderful book I would highly recommend is a book with the Dalai Lama and Desmond Tutu.
Oh my God, so cute.
What is it? The Book of Joy?
Forgiveness or Joy?
No, Joy.
Oh, Joy.
The Forgiveness one is a different one. That's by Desmond Tutu and Poe, his daughter.
Oh, yeah.
Which is also amazing because it's about forgiveness in the context of like South African apartheid.
Oh my
what
God.
That really looks like. Incredible. But this one is about
joy.
It's about joy.
Yeah.
And the Dalai Lama talks a lot about how we are able to move into joy through the process of suffering.
Oh.
So
what it teaches us.
That's the gift that we are going to give you today. I mean, that's the sort of what we've been told today to share with you. Is there anything else? We're going to do a clearing too.
We have Lexi, we're doing a clearing, and then we're going to do one card for Mel, and then that will
Corley
be it.
Ann, thank you
Corley,
for tuning in.
You. Yes.
I hope that was, I hope that resonated for you and that was helpful.
And it was your first card reading. Thanks for doing it with us.
So, yeah, it was your first one ever?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. We would be happy to do more card readings for you. We do this every Sunday. As we were saying earlier, you know, card reading is an art. A lot of it is about interpretation. A lot of it is about us learning the cards and putting energy into the cards over a period of time. So these cards, we love them. We're super excited to have them. My popsicle's melting. We made cucumber rose popsicles today. Little coolness of summer as we're in Indian summer here in California. And harvest is popping off. So I have to say, this one's really, I like it. There's a little bit of bitterness, maybe because of the peels of the cucumber.
Maybe.
I kind of like it though.
So Lexi, here we go. So we do chakra clearings. We work not just with your 7 chakras. No, we work with the lower and higher chakras. We work with ice cream flavors, hence we call it Ice Cream Sundays. And Some get really interesting flavors, but why do we use flavors instead of just light? We use the memory of flavors, right? Our sense of smell and taste is much more powerful than our sense of sight, and when it talks about memory. So it also helps clear memories and trauma, and puts sometimes a lot of people into that space of healing in a way, because if you say chartreuse, some people are like, what are you talking about, right?
Yeah, it connects to more of your senses.
Exactly.
Than just saying like, put this light through your body. You know, it connects to, when we talk about food and ice cream and, you know, sweets or whatever, it connects to your smell, your taste, your touch, the feel, not just of the feel, like the feel in terms of the texture, but also the hotness and the coldness of things, right? Visual, you can see it. It's sort of all of those things rolled in together, and along with memory, right? So
so Lexi, what's coming in really, like, I'm going to do 2 chakras for you, but it's really what is coming in is the 6th chakra. Third eye, third eye, third eye, third eye. The opening of that third eye to new imagination, to new things. Lemon drop.
Ooh, I got grapefruit.
Oh, grapefruit. There we go.
It's citrus, that's for sure.
Yeah, so kind of that, you know, that ruby red grapefruit lemon drop flavor. So that sweet and tart kind of energy coming in. So I don't know if you have a memory with lemon drop or grapefruit. For me, when I thought of lemon drop, I actually thought of those hard candies. I don't know if you, I mean, I'm old, so
sour,
those sour, the sour. Well, no, they actually looked like a lemon. I'm drawing a lemon on my hand.
Lemon, are they called lemon?
Lemon heads. They were called lemon heads.
I was so close.
Lemon heads. That's kind of what's coming in for me, for you. So that's that opening, right? That brightness, right? Acid is so important when you're cooking because it intensifies not just color, but flavor of things. So when you're having something that's too sweet, you add acid to it. When it's too flat, you add acid to it. That acid preserves, brightens things up. As I spit all over and lemon lifts,
right? So, oh God, it's so good. You know, if you need, you know, the thing that immediately popped into my mind when she was talking about the lemon drop in the third eye. The third eye is about vision. It's about, you know, your intentional thoughts, your ability to sort of perceive the world around you. It's, the thing that came to my mind immediately is this great sort of teaching actually from Elizabeth Gilbert, who wrote this book, Big Magic, right? And probably some of you have read it before. She talks about being the trickster instead of the martyr. I think I've mentioned this before because I resonate so strongly with it. It's just like when you're, you know, if I can be a very heady person, you know, and I have to refocus sort of the energy of my thoughts, the style of my thoughts, the direction of my thoughts. If I get too like, problems, trying to solve problems, using my smart brains to solve problems, but oh my God, I just switch. I'm like, okay, I'm being the martyr right now. Time to be the trickster. It's about using play. It's about bringing the energy of play, about creativity, about not taking things too seriously, about being like, what can I get away with here? Not in terms of making trouble for other people, although there is a little bit of that element in it, you know, and not being like, oh my God, if I play a trick on somebody, that means I'm a horrible person. You know, I play with my wife all the time, and we break up our intellect.
I was thinking about the other day when I did the thing that.
Oh my God. That was,
we'll talk about it later.
Freakily wrong. Okay. So no, because they're gonna like be like, oh my God, what is she talking about? It looks
I just scared her a little bit.
It was so, I don't know why it creeped me out, but
I looked through
I was pulling into the car, to the driveway. I hear this like little noise. So I'm like looking around like, hello? And I don't see my wife. Sometimes she hears a car come at the end of the day and she'll like come out and be like, hey, do you need help carrying groceries or whatever? So I'm looking around, all around. And then suddenly I just see her face in this like hole in the fence. And it's one of those things where you're like, suddenly just like, oh my God, what the hell? That looks so creepy. It's like an eyeball looking through the fence at you like, ah.
So we play a
lot. And part of the way that we play is not just like, oh, here's the playtime and here's the serious time. I feel like we're smart people. We get very intellectual. We can get very like have intense conversations, you know, and that part of that energy is like this energy, you know, through your third eye, we break it up. You know, we let each other break it up with play, with kind of like, oh, like, hey, like, oh, snap, you know, like we really break up the energy. We throw in zingers, you know what I mean? And that is what I think of immediately when we're talking about that lemon lift. It's like, ooh, throw some sourness in there, not in a, ooh, in a like, ooh,
Fun.
sour tart, you know?
Fun.
It's giving me that little, ooh, feeling in my cheek, you know, when you have something really sour.
Yeah. And then for your fourth chakra, also that element of play, and what came in for me is peppermint patty.
Oh.
Peppermint patty.
I like it.
So it seems that there's a lot of kind of lifting and clearing of your chakras that's happening right now, and just kind of giving it just a new sense, a new brightness, a new, again, with the peppermint and peppermint patty, it's kind of like that freshness, right? Just lighten everything up in there. Have fun, have play. Don't get too serious. Don't get too bogged down.
It's like a little surprise.
It's a little surprise.
It's like, you know, when you have those chocolates, like we used to call C's candies, those boxes that everybody seems to have like around the holidays. People used to call them lottery chocolates, because you like never know when you're going to bite into one and be like, oh, that's disgusting. I didn't want that one. When you're going to bite into one and be like, oh, I thought that was going to be caramel, but it's mint instead. You know, it's like that surprise of like, woo, you know, cool and refreshing. So, yeah, freshness and lightness and lemon it up.
Thanks, Lexi. I hope that helped you. We're going to do one more thing. We're going to pull, Mao said one card. She wants one card.
Okay. This is going to be a good one. I like doing single card pulls, actually.
Yeah, let's see what we got.
You can dive a little deeper, you know?
Again, thanks for everyone who joins us. We do this every Sundays, 3 p.m. California Pacific Daylight Time right now.
What do you think?
Yeah. We do chakra clearings, card readings, and we talk about relationship advice, all free, of course. So make sure that you join us every Sunday. Share the love. She's having trouble. Hard. She's having trouble just pulling one, Mao.
When I pull one, I usually don't pull from the top. I just like feel around through the deck and decide which card is like calling out. So sometimes I get a little bit like, I feel like you need two, but we'll just keep one of them to ourselves. How about that?
Jaguar. So I'm Marita Esteva with the Path of Ish. It's the path of the Jaguar. So this now what to let your Jaguar down. So Jaguar to me is very, very dear to my heart because it's my spirit animal. It's my medicine. I carry Jaguar medicine. And Jaguar medicine is that ability to be able to see in the dark, to be at light and dark, to be in the shadow. And it's not about right or wrong. It's not about negative energy, positive energy. It's the ability to kind of mix into that shadow world. Jaguar can see in the dark. Jaguar also is very lithe, you know, is good and walking into spaces and quick and eager and knows instinct. So for me, whenever I see Jaguar energy, it's that energy of your instinctual energy. Are you being one with your instincts? Are you being your Jaguar? Are you allowing yourself to be wild and free and focused at the same time, right? Because Jaguar has intentionality. You know, it's not just running around just to run around. It has that focus. It's almost like, you know, you were talking about the fox. It stalks itself. You know, are you stalking yourself in the sense of, are you finding your true nature? Are you going into those dark spaces that you're afraid of, to make sure that you're learning from it, right? Don't push it aside. Don't push it down. Be like, oh, shame is really powerful. Jaguar medicine for me deals a lot with bringing out the shame in people and learning from that shame. I never knew what shame was. I mean, I kind of knew, but it was in my body until I met Rose, not because she brought shame into my life, but she taught me about it. And all of a sudden it was like this whole world was open up to me. I'm like, oh, that was shame? Oh, I never knew it. Oh, yeah, it tastes yucky. It felt yucky. I've been carrying this for 40 years. 40 years. And so learning about that and the journey of learning about shame has been my Jaguar journey, my path of Ish, my bringing my Jaguar down from the tree, those parts of myself that I left up in this tree, right? that I get to sing down every day and every morning and every, throughout my day. And those are the parts of whether I'm stuck in shame, guilt, or powerful things like that. And they lead me towards fear, because that's really kind of what is planted in fear. It's those parts of myself that I am not allowing love to come in, or loving myself.
So you can probably have figured out if you've been watching this, I am also a very visual person. So I get these strong visual pictures that are kind of telling the story of the message that I'm getting for you. So when it comes to Jaguar, it's about, imagine you're in like you're in a clearing in the forest, but it's nighttime and there's a fire burning, and there's a place where the fire, the brightness of the fire doesn't go. It's an area of shadows. It's that thing when, like in a movie, there's, you hear a rustle and it's in the part that's like the darkest, and you see the dark eyes glowing out or whatever. If you imagine that you're in this clearing and you see that dark piece and you hear like a noise, and it's a place where, as a person, we might be like fearful to venture. This Jaguar energy is telling you, venture into the darkness. You have the Jaguar at your back. It's about going into that place of shadow, stepping away from the light of the fire, from the light of what you know, and going into the darkness and into the path. I used to go running. I used to live in San Francisco, right near the end of the Panhandle of Golden Gate Park. And I used to go running in the park. And sometimes when I would be done or be getting close to getting back from like running to all the way to the coast and then running back, it would be getting dark. And there was something about running in the dark, running quietly through the dark of the night. It felt like that. It felt like being that wild animal that's not afraid of the dark, that's not afraid to move through the shadows in a way that most people fear and shy away from. There's this connection into the unknown, connection to the unknown and to mystery. That is what you are being called to explore with this energy of this predator, this beautiful, powerful, sort of fearless predator at your back.
And she says, yes, you did find it. So thankfully we were open to spirit, and we were able to find your card. And thank you so much for joining us. Thanks everyone who joined us today. We did do 2 hours. We only usually do 1, but we decided to just let it go, let it roll. Hey. So thank you for everyone who joined us. Again, if you want to learn more about the Green Road Academy, do #Green Road, and we'll sign you up for a call. With that sign up, you'll also get a free upgrade and link to my summit that I'm holding for the next 10 days to welcome in the equinox. Equinox, right?
Yes.
I don't even struggle with this. Thank you for everyone. Thank you for your love, your support.
Thank you for bringing yourselves here today.
Yeah, thank you for your vulnerability and for allowing us to be vulnerable as well. We look forward to connecting with you more and more these next couple of Sundays. And also, we're always available by private message. We do individual sessions as well with people. We work with individuals, with couples, with things like that on an individual and also together. Mm-hmm. So let us know. And thank you so much. And remember to live your life to the sweetest. Bye, everyone. See you next week.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Equinox.
Happy Equinox.